What's going on, everyone? I'm Encore. This is Tomorrow Never Comes, and in today's video I wanted to cover something that blew me out of the water, literally from left field for me, and that is Goldman Sachs kind of leading the charge to buy Celsius, the crypto exchange that's in a lot of trouble right now, and the plans are to buy them out provided Celsius files for bankruptcy. Okay, so I mean, if you guys don't know what has happened, basically Celsius had quite a few dollars or quite a few crypto assets, staked on the platform with which they then lent out. And then as the price started to fall down, people started to withdraw, and there were more withdrawals coming than what they were able to give out. They paused everything. So they paused all withdrawals, which then exacerbated the problem even more, which dropped Bitcoin even lower, and the panic continues to set in, right? So, Goldman Sachs here is looking to raise $2 billion from investors to buy up distressed assets, okay? And the proposed deal here would allow investors to buy up Celsius assets at potentially big discounts in the event of a bankruptcy filing. And so basically, Goldman Sachs is actually pooling, commitments, or trying to get commitments from Web3 crypto funds, and funds specializing in distressed assets, and even traditional financial institutions with large amount of capital on hand that are looking to actually buy things on the cheap, right? And Citibank is one of the advisors, or at least an advisor that Celsius has kind of tapped into, and they are one of two firms that have actually recommended that Celsius files for bankruptcy. This is a pretty big deal, right? So Celsius here, they had more than $8 billion lent out to clients, and they had $12 billion in assets under management as of May this year. And so then as things started to tumble, the panic started to set in even more. And so now things are still locked up. I mean, you can't do it. The question is if Goldman Sachs or anyone else that comes in, and Nexo is also, this one's a crypto exchange, which is offered to, help Celsius by taking over their assets. I don't know what the landscape would look like if any of these two scenarios will take place, whether it's Goldman Sachs, or traditional finance, or Nexo. What happens to those who have already staked their crypto assets? Will they be able to withdraw? No idea at all. But it is pretty big news. And so this goes to show that traditional, financial firms here, they're taking crypto seriously. Look, if they all thought crypto was a sham, things were going to go to zero, it's not worth anything, it's not valuable, there would be no reason for them to even step in and try and buy any of these exchanges. Never, right? So again, it's always watch what they do, not really what they're saying. And so what I always find funny here is the bottom right. Alex Mashinsky here was a CEO of Celsius, very, very big anti-bank, anti-traditional bank. And so the shirt here that says "Bank are not your friends." I mean, the irony could not be more clear and more significant for someone to wear the head of this company, right? Celsius, this exchange, goes around wearing a shirt that says "Banks are not your friends," and yet one of the biggest banks out there may actually come in to help them out. I mean, you can't write this stuff. You can't make this stuff up. Right? This is real life stuff happening. So I highly doubt, if that were the case, that this shirt is going to be worn at all or very much after. So I find that very, very ironic. And look, I still feel for Alex, only because I know he's a huge proponent of crypto, Web3, blockchain, the whole idea behind it, the whole value add behind it. I know he's fully aware of it and fully on board with it. But having the attitude and certain things around what you say and how you say it sometimes comes to bite you in the butt afterwards, right? So again, watch what they say, not what they do. So if you're a proponent of self-custody, of financial freedom, and you're offering yield that is not sustainable and prone to having issues, maybe you got to look at yourself as well. And now everything's out here in the forefront for the world to see that your model was not sustainable, and you've put a lot of people in jeopardy who've put their wealth in your hands, and now you're not releasing it because you weren't you weren't sensible in your approach and your promises. So again, that's a serious part of it, and I hope everyone who has staked in there. Luckily, I took most of mine off. I think I have around $200 worth in there, so that's not worrisome to me. But I know individuals who have their retirement savings on there and all kinds of stuff. So I feel for them, and I hope things work out and they get everything that they had staked on there. But the irony here, a major bank stepping in for someone who wears a shirt that says banks are not your friends. Okay, so this one took me by surprise. I never saw this one coming. Very interesting, and now it shows that many traditional financial institutions are just waiting. They've got cash on hand, and they're hoping that these crypto projects are falling by the wayside so they can come in and scoop them on the cheap. Very interesting to note. All right, so guys, I hope you found this valuable. Click like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Remember, tomorrow never comes. Invest in yourself today and take action. I will see you guys in the next video.